call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello, you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It is Monday the 8th of March. I'm just here with a Monday review. And let me say, we are back with a Monday review. Took last week off. Didn't put any podcasts out, so apologies for that. Was just feeling a bit under the weather, so excuse me. It wasn't coronavirus, but just wasn't feeling great. So I still managed to do a few bets during the week last week. Nothing major. I did touch for a bet on Friday. It was the under 23s. I have to give a shout to Betman Footy for that, because he's the one that put me onto it, and since he put me onto it, I've been keeping an eye on the results and the goals and stuff like that, and so I got myself like 60 off that, and then that basically gave me a free weekend. But on Saturday morning, so I did a few bets and what have you. Excuse me. Sorry, I did a few bets, my normal Saturday bets, and then there was $3.50 left over, so I put that on an early bet, which was doing pretty well until Arsenal and Grant Xhaka in particular decided to fucking do what he does best. That would have been nice. That would have been another 70. But it seemed to be a weekend like that, like a lot of hit the bars, a lot of pretty close bets. I did get up the Sky Bet boost, which was Aubameyang. He scored after 9 minutes, so that was a shot on target. So overall of the weekend, I brought in about £80, and probably have about £40 worth of bets. So a double money that weekend, which wasn't bad. Also, a bet that I never posted at the weekend I done yesterday, which was I forgot to let the people on Twitter and Instagram know, but Paddy Power were doing a risk-free bet in the United match, United and City. So if you put fiver, I think it was a fiver bet builder, you had to make at least 3 selections, and if it was beat, you get your money back as cash. So I did that. So that's a free bet from that I've got for during the week on my Sky Bet bet club. So again, at least that means it's money I'm not losing this week, no matter what happens. So that's always a good thing. But anyway, let's get to the bets. Now, I know a few people who backed the same team that I did, and it was the worst result of the weekend, which was Portsmouth. Yeah, it was a shocking bet. They were getting beat 4-1 down or something or 4-0 down at half time. But so the bet was Portsmouth, who were beat. Tranmere, who conceded late, beat 1-0. Cambridge, who scored late, won 1-0. Stoke, they won 2-0. And Sevilla, who ended up, they were beat. That was an unusual result, that, against Eibar. So yeah, not great, but a lot of those matches were tight except for that Portsmouth match. The overs, and this has been going like this nearly every week. Well, there's just one team, there's not even a sweat. I'm getting some up, some 2 goals, some whatever, but then there's always a game that's like a 0-0. So this week I had Carlisle game. It was 3-1. It was against Morecambe. Sorry. Lincoln, they won 3-0. So that was up. Chesterfield won 3-0. It was against Yeovil. And then Sunderland was 2-0. Okay, it was beat, but at least it was a sweat. And then Oldham, which was 0 each against Southend. And then I see since that Harry Kewell has been sacked. So, yeah, 2 beat that, but I mean, really it was beat. When you go into like the last 20 minutes and you haven't got and there's a 0-0, you very rarely you're going to get that up. My late bet, again, very, very unlucky. Led to Leicester, Barca, Juventus. Both teams to score in the Ballymena match. And Sutton to be over 2s. All up except for Sutton. So, as I say, it was one of them weekends. Yesterday, I'll talk about yesterday in a minute. But let's go through. And it was a good week. This was probably one of the best weeks all season. So I'm a bit gutted at myself for not getting a bet. We're looking at teams that were missed. So let's look at teams we missed. Which I'll start with the Premier League. So Southampton were evens. They beat Sheffield United. Watford, who I did have, were 9-10. They beat Forest. Barnsley were 5-6 against Birmingham. QPR were 6-5 against Bristol City. Norwich 1-3. Not a great price, but still, I did look at that earlier. They were 2-5. Bournemouth, I looked at Bournemouth, but they were beat, so they drew one each. So Norwich at 1-3. Reading, I did look at Reading too, at 10-11 against Sheffield Wednesday. Stoke obviously 3-5, who I did have, and Swansea scored that 97th minute winner. Tight game though, they were about 11-10. Into the League One, Accrington were 3-4 against Swindon. Doncaster were 4-5 against Plymouth. I think that was a tight match, so I wouldn't have backed that, but they were favourites anyway. Hull were 4-7. They beat Bristol Rovers. Lincoln were 5-4. They beat Crewe 3-0. Fleetwood, that was a pick'em game. They were both 7-4, but either way, they beat Shrewsbury 2-0. Sunderland were 4-9. Could have had that. And then they were in the League 2. Exeter were 9-10. They were in my early bet. Cambridge scored late on. They were 11-10. Cheltenham were 5-7. They beat Port Vale 3-2. Tight game, but they won. Then Newport were 11-10. They beat Colchester away. Forest Green were even money. They beat Grimsby. Chesterfield, that's us into the conference now, 9-10. They beat Yeovil 3-0. Bromley 5-4. They beat Eastleigh 2-1. And then Halifax were 3-5. They beat Wealdstone away from home. And then one more. Woking were 9-10. They went 3-0 at home to Kings Lynn. So as you can tell by the length of time that took to read out, there was a lot of favourites won. So in total, that was 49 games and 23 winners. So again, not over half. A really good week. You're talking 60% and above. But you're hovering around the 50% there, which this season is big. That hasn't been. There's times that you're talking 13 or 15, and there's 45, 48 games. So there was a bet there. Unfortunately, I couldn't get one. I did see a lot of people who did well. Always like to see that. A few of my own friends, I got sent bets. I sent a bet by a friend who won 3,000 from about a £20 bet. He also won a couple of hundred on yesterday. He put a tenner on Fulham to beat Liverpool and United to beat City, and he won a couple of hundred off it. So he had a hat streak. But anyway, let's just talk about Sunday. My bet on Sunday was Spurs, Roma, both teams to score in the Atletico Real Madrid game. Liverpool, Celtic over 2s. Liverpool under 23 games. Chelsea to score 1 in the first half. Liverpool to be over 2. So Spurs 1, Roma 1. Both teams did score in the Atletico Real Madrid game. Liverpool were beat. Celtic 0 each. Liverpool under 23s was up, and the Chelsea one was beat. So it was a mixed bag there. That's in my bet builder. I did City to win, which was beat. Maguire to get booked, which he did, and then João Cancelo to get booked. He was took off. So wasn't great yesterday. It was a mixed bag. So then, just before I talk about Thursday, I'll give a quick look in midweek. So Champions League is back. We all love to see that. But on Tuesday night, a game of full fixture list, a game of 3 championship games, 12 League 1 and 11 League 2, 10 National League games. Northern Ireland Premier, Scottish Championship. There's 2 games, one in Dundee. Dundee keep having their games. They're going to have a lot of their games postponed on Tuesday night due to COVID, it says here. Dundee, well, they're only 3 games behind Hearts. But that's a lot to make up when you're in the running. But anyway, so that's Tuesday. The two two Champions League games are Seville v Dortmund, which is 3-2 to Dortmund, and Juventus Porto, which is 2-1 Porto. So good games there. Good, Dortmund, both goal race plus, and I think I'd probably fancy goal race plus in both of those games again. It's just whether Juventus are 2-5. I don't think that's a great price, to be fair. Let's go on to Wednesday. Wednesday we have 1 Premier League game, 1 Championship game, a Ligue 1 game, a Bundesliga game, a La Liga game. And the Champions League games are Liverpool-Leipzig, Liverpool are 2-0 up. Again, playing in, if you're a Liverpool fan, I'm sure you're glad that they're playing in a neutral stadium because they can't seem to win at Anfield. So having that Leipzig game in the same stadium where they beat them 2-0 is probably a good thing. And then the other game is Barca versus PSG. PSG 4-1. Now, I know that Barca had come back from a big thing before, but I wouldn't expect that. PSG are 11-10. That is a great price. Liverpool 13-10. Something to consider anyway. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday then we've got the Europa League, 8 games. Because now we're into, as I say, the last 16. Any good prices there? Let me see. Arsenal against Olympiacos 9-10. But then sure they always seem to mess up. Let's see. United versus AC Milan, good game. United 3-5. Roma. There's nothing that jumps out right away at me. But anyway, that's your midweek. Now, so just before I let this go, so this week on the preview show, it's you break the season up into sort of 4 parts. We're getting to the end of the third quarter, and we're getting into the run-in of the last sort of 9-10 games in most leagues. I think the Premier League at the minute is on 29 games, would I be right in saying? 28. So there's 10 games left in the Premier League. I'm sure the Championship knows something similar. Championship's 35, so there's about 11 games there, 46 game season. So we're getting into that last sort of run into the season. So I'm just going to, this Thursday and then next Thursday, I'm going to do a review of the money. No, not going to do that. I'm going to do that the week after, of my outright bets. So I'm going to go through them all. I did it 8-9 weeks ago. I'll talk about all my bets that I put on at the start of the season, progressing, how they're doing, how the teams are doing, how likely any of them are to touch, which is not likely. There may be one that's got a wee bit of a chance, maybe 2. The goals bet, Richarlison started scoring. But anyway, so that's that. That'll be this Thursday. Then next Thursday, it'll be the amount that I've won versus the amount I've lost. So staked, how much money I've staked this season, and how much I've lost, because I am down this year. No getting away from it. It's been a bad year for me. As I say, the last 2 or 3 years I've been up, sometimes up over a couple of thousand, sometimes up 500-600. This year I'm probably down, I guess, in 300 to 400, which is not bad, considering there's tipsters out there and they're down thousands. But it is what it is. So that'll be 2 weeks. This week it'll be a review of the outright bets. So that's it. Until then, that's me. I'll see you on Thursday. It just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet in midweek, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Here, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.